Hi everybody. This is just a quick video on a little project I made some time ago on a underwater GPS. Some friends of mine were busy chatting one day at the side of our favourite dive site, which is the Menai Strait in North Wales, UK. And we'd always have kind of friendly disagreements about where stuff was underwater, or other divers that were at the site as well. It's a quite a complex little site. It's not to be taken lightly. There's quite strong currents, bit of boat traffic. There's a reef there, lots of undulations. Goes from about, well, anywhere from 3 meters up to 18, 19 meters under the bridge. So basically I decided to build an underwater GPS, and I started off with an old dive reel and a lump of Delrin which I had lying around. I've done some engineering in my past and everything, so I just thought I'd knock up a little project, machined out the block of Delrin to fit a new hub in the center of the dive reel. So this is it kind of taking shape. I'm going to mark it out. I've got an O-ring groove in it on a little rotary table and what have you. So basically I mill it out to receive something called an ESP32 microprocessor. Now the ESP32 microprocessor needs a little bit of programming. It just comes as a bare unit, and you can get GPS modules with it, and I've got to buy a separate antenna and all this kind of stuff, and you've got to then figure out the cabling and the connectors and what have you. I did all that as proof of concept first before I even started this. So I told my friends I was going to build one, and got a few raised eyebrows, and I don't think they understood the concept that I had, which is just wanted to take a basic normal dive reel and make sure the everything fitted in the hub of it. So there was nothing different. There probably a little bit of weight difference and everything like that. So I managed to do all this. I managed to program it, get the hub machined up, and just did a test fit on the old SMB reel. So this is it basically torn to pieces. An old common dive reel. It's a large one. It's a very common one that they sell in the UK. So it's one of those things where you can pick these up for about 20 quid off the net second hand, and I picked this one up second hand. It normally hold about 50 meters of cabling. I've put about 20-25 meters of coax cable on this to connect up to it. So once I'd done all the machining and everything, I then kind of machined a front perspex cover for it. I then had to figure out how to secure that perspex. I think it's 10mm cast perspex. So I kind of designed a little idea on how to put stainless little M6 bolts onto this, and there's a bit more to it than that because I had to do a little bit of fiddling around that you won't see on this video. Obviously these are bolts that go all the way through and compress the unit together and everything like that, so I had to do a little bit of fiddling around on that. So then I've got 5 M6 kind of set screws holding down with just some thumb turn kind of nuts on the top, and this is what the unit looks like when it's all kind of together. So basically it is a standard GPS SMB diver reel. The only thing that's different is from the hook which is spliced onto the coax cable is probably I don't know, 40 centimeters of cable that goes up to the grey antenna housing at the top. I've kind of made all that kind of waterproof, so it does take a bit of a dunking. It should survive some time. I then attach that to the top of an inflatable SMB surface marker buoy that I tow around with me, and that's a torpedo shape. This is me taking it for its first dunk underwater. Got down to 6.5 meters, so I could just show that the proof of concept was working. Unfortunately, you can't really see I got the colours slightly wrong on the programming. They are there if you have a look closely. This is me just at 6.5 meters. What's that, 20 feet, something like that underwater, not too deep. So it kind of worked out okay. I was happy with it. It was sealed. It didn't leak. I was picking good GPS numbers up. Got the time on it. Started correlating a few things and logging a few waypoints. And this is the kind of place where we go diving here. This is I think it's a cable dive that we do in Menai Strait. Keeping the cable as straight as possible. I'm going to have some comments on that about, your cables trailing far behind you. In the Menai Straits, there are strong currents if you don't get the tide right. I've been diving this site for probably 25, 30 years now, quite a long time. I've done hundreds of dives. So getting the tides right and everything like that is, for me, it's right. I've always done it right and everything, so I'm quite happy with how I do that. This is one of the points where we were always arguing where this kind of large ship's anchor is. It's in about 12, 13 meters of water. A lot of people disagree where it is. Last weekend I had a chat with a guy who said he knew where a certain anchor was, and I was able to point him in the rough direction of where it was. He said it was one side of the bridge, I'm saying it's the other, and what have you. So this, I think, gives us a little bit of a definitive answer. So after some reprogramming, I got the ESP32 processor to look like this, and I've got a little battery indicator on it now. So this thing lasts a good 2.5 hours easily on the battery system that I've got in there. I'm really happy with the way it's kind of working out. And now we've got a few answers of roughly where stuff is underwater. I'm not saying it's going to be 100% accurate, a metre or two off or something like that, but I think the more we correlate it and the more we hit these marks, the better we've got of giving kind of validity to the accuracy of something. I also correlate the timestamp of my camera to the timestamp of the GPS to the timestamp of my dive computer here, and this can also give us the depth of what we're actually at and everything. We know where stuff is and what depth it is, but it just gives a bit of an idea of where it is. And once I've plotted something in to Google Maps, this is what it kind of looks like. It gives you an idea of the reef that we go around, and obviously it's a lot of underwater compass navigation, and I'm fairly comfortable with all that. There's a bit of boat traffic on this site, so the SMB adds a little bit of safety to it. Not always possible on the different types of tides we get round here in the UK. You get spring and neap tides, and that can make a significant difference. I only take this thing in on neap tides, where I know we're going to have a lovely, good slack water as much as possible, as what you can get in the Menai Strait. But one thing it's provided is a great deal of fun between me and my friends, and from the few raised eyebrows, I've got a few more people interested in helping out, especially one of my friends, Ray, thank you very much, and Josh. It's just been a great giggle, and we're starting to get a little bit more of a picture of what it's like down there. So if you've got any comments or anything like that, please do feel free to comment. It was just for a laugh and a giggle. That's all it's for. It's not to be taken serious. If you want any ideas or anything like that, I'm more than happy to comment on how I manage things and put things together. But if you want to have a laugh about it, please do so. If you think it's a good idea, give us a thumbs up and what have you. And I look forward to maybe diving with some of you people soon. So happy and safe diving, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.